discovered his love of horseback riding, gaining confidence, and building friendships. Donate cash or a used car at melwood.org.
Tonight, attack at Notre Dame. An assailant strikes and police open fire outside the famed cathedral in Paris. Hundreds trapped inside, hands in the air. Was it terrorism? Top secret exposed. A mystery swirling around the young American charged with leaking highly sensitive information about Russia's election meddling. How officials say she was caught. Driven out. 20 people fired at Uber as an investigation deepens into allegations of widespread harassment at the company. Face to face, Bill Cosby's accuser takes the stand for the first time, telling the jury about the night she says he drugged and sexually assaulted her in his home. And Rockstar, an NBC News exclusive, with a climber who just pulled off an astounding feat many thought was impossible. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to have you here tonight. Paris and one of its most famous landmarks has become the latest target in a wave of attacks to strike Europe in recent weeks. French authorities say a man launched a brazen assault on a police officer using a hammer outside the Notre Dame Cathedral while screaming, "This is for Syria." The attack reflecting the increasingly simple methods used in other recent terror attacks. Police opened fire on the man as hundreds of stunned tourists ran to safety. NBC's Keir Simmons is in Paris and has the latest.
Chaos in front of the world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral. Terrified tourists running from the sound of gunshots. An Algerian student armed with a hammer attacking a French police officer.
We were at the front and people come running towards us, and so you had to keep running, but we didn't know if it was a gunshot, what the cause of it was.
The suspect seen here after being shot by other officers, screaming, "This is for Syria," as he launched the attack, carrying kitchen knives in addition to the hammer. Hundreds of visitors were locked inside the cathedral, at times told to sit with their hands up in the air. One of them, a former US terrorism official, on vacation.
Police came in, they made us put our hands up and search us, apparently looking for potential perpetrators. And that's when everyone got frightened and realized that we might be at risk ourselves.
Just 3 days ago, she was in London, where terrorists used a van and knives in a deadly attack on another tourist site. Now, fears that a call from ISIS for low-tech attacks is being heeded.
It's an effort by ISIS to get individuals to conduct an attack anywhere, at any time, using any means.
France already under a state of emergency after a string of jihadist attacks, some near tourist spots like the Louvre and on the Champs-Élysées, while last July, a deadly ISIS truck rampage in Nice killed 86, and the 2015 coordinated attacks in Paris, 130 dead, more than 350 injured. Whether this was an attack directed or inspired by Islamic extremists or a man acting alone is the focus for police here tonight. No group has claimed responsibility, but the French prosecutor has opened a terrorism investigation. Lester?
Keir Simmons in Paris tonight. Thanks. Back home, we're learning much more about the young woman charged in the first intelligence leak case under President Trump. Prosecutors say a 25-year-old NSA contractor has admitted leaking a top-secret document about Russia's election meddling to an online magazine. But as NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams explains, the motive is a mystery.
Barely 1 hour after an online news site, The Intercept, posted a story about a top-secret U.S. government document on Russian hacking, the Justice Department said a 25-year-old Georgia woman, Reality Lee Winner, had been arrested for leaking it. Her parents say they're shocked.
I'm worried about her.
They say she wasn't highly political.
She is a good person. She volunteers. She does whatever she can to make the community and the world better.
Reality Winter spent 6 years in the Air Force, an intelligence analyst and language expert, giving her top-secret security clearance. Since February, she's been working for a National Security Agency contractor at this Georgia military base. On Twitter, she's no fan of Donald Trump, once calling him an orange fascist. Officials say the NSA realized the document had been leaked when an Intercept reporter called last week and said the news site had it. Technical details about efforts by Russian hackers to get into voter registration systems. Because the reporter also sent a picture of the document, investigators concluded the leaker must have printed it. Only 6 people had printed it out, the NSA determined, perhaps also judging by a barely visible code that embeds printer information. The FBI says it then discovered she had been in email contact from her desktop with The Intercept. Confronted at home Saturday, prosecutors say she admitted printing and mailing it to The Intercept.
This was about as clear-cut as a leak case can get. Normally, you have some ambiguity about who the leaker could have been, how damaging the information was.
Now she could face prison time for leaking such a highly classified document. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
In less than 48 hours, all eyes will be on perhaps the biggest moment yet in the Russia probe, when former FBI Director James Comey is set to testify before Congress. He was fired nearly a month ago by President Trump, who days later told me in an interview that he was, quote, thinking of the Russia thing at the time. The president, who had sharp words about Comey back then, today struck a new tone toward the former director. NBC News chief White House correspondent Hallie Jackson has more on what Comey is expected to say.
Less than 3 weeks after reportedly calling James Comey a nut job, President Trump's sending a more magnanimous message today.
I wish him luck.
Luck from the president to the FBI director he fired, set to speak publicly for the first time since then Thursday. Comey's likely to lay out a pattern of what he believed were inappropriate conversations about the Russia investigation, according to sources close to him, but is not expected to accuse the president of obstruction of justice. The president, who's consulting with outside counsel, will counter-program Comey with a speech in D.C. Thursday, and maybe something more online, too.
The president is expected to be tweeting on Thursday in response to Comey not to stay quiet during the testimony because he himself wants to be the one driving the process.
The president is the most effective messenger on his agenda.
That agenda seems jammed up for now, with the Capitol consumed by Comey.
This one's going to take all the air out of the room for everything else.
The White House today hoping to jumpstart movement on the president's priorities, health care and tax reform, meeting at the White House with GOP leaders.
Now the Senate, I'm sure, will follow suit and get a bill across the finish line this summer.
That timeline striking some as ambitious.
I think that the president's agenda is at a virtual standstill because of all these distractions.
The uncertainty over when the Senate might act on health care is leading Anthem to pull out of Ohio's insurance market today, leaving more than 10,000 people with no provider come 2018. And tonight, one day after the president hit his own Justice Department on the travel ban, the press secretary declined to describe President Trump's confidence in his attorney general, Jeff Sessions. A White House official tells NBC the president felt frustrated with his longtime loyal supporters' decision to recuse himself from the Russia investigation. Lester?
All right, Hallie, thanks. And we will have live coverage of James Comey's testimony before Congress beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Thursday here on NBC. Tonight, there's new fallout at Uber. 20 people have now been fired after an investigation into a culture of harassment and sexual misconduct by current and former employees. We get late details from NBC News business correspondent Jolene Kent.
At least 20 terminations at Uber after a law firm investigated 215 claims of sexual harassment, bullying, and inappropriate workplace behavior by current and former staff. The action sparked by former engineer Susan Fowler, who described repeated unwanted sexual advances by her boss in a February blog post. She said it was clear that he was trying to get me to have sex with him. When Fowler reported the incidents to Human Resources, she says they were swept under the rug and that her boss was called a high performer who management wouldn't feel comfortable punishing. Uber CEO Travis Kalanick immediately launched an investigation and said Fowler's claims were abhorrent and against everything Uber stands for and believes in, adding anyone who behaves this way or thinks this is okay will be fired. Kalanick later caught on camera losing his temper with his own Uber driver. More changes are expected. Former Attorney General Eric Holder is leading a separate investigation into the troubled culture at the 12,000-person company.
There's no organization at this company. They didn't bother to put it into place.
Yesterday, Uber hired Harvard Business School professor Francis Fry to oversee an organizational transformation. CEO Kalanick also grappling with a deep personal tragedy. His mother was killed in a boating accident last week. His father badly injured.
Results from the Holder investigation into Uber will come out next week, but so far the drama hasn't hurt business. Uber says its rides are up 300% from last year. Jolene Kent, NBC News, San Francisco.
Now, a dramatic scene in a courtroom outside Philadelphia today as Bill Cosby's accuser came face to face with the man she says drugged and sexually assaulted her inside his home. Andrea Constand taking the stand, speaking publicly for the first time about what she says happened that night. NBC's Stephanie Gosk was inside the courtroom.
Andrea Constand arrived at court today serious and determined. Sitting across the courtroom from Bill Cosby, she described her initial impressions of him while working at Temple University. A friend, somebody I trusted, a mentor. In January 2004, she went to Cosby's house to talk about her career. The comedian offered her 3 blue pills, saying these will help you relax. Moments later, feeling unsteady and panicking a bit, she said Cosby moved her to the couch. With a shaky voice, Constand told the jury, "I was trying to get my hands to move and my legs to move, but I was frozen." Unable to fight back, she says, Cosby molested her. "I wanted it to stop," she told the courtroom. Lily Bernard and Victoria Valentino both say they were sexually assaulted by Cosby as well. They are here to watch the trial.
I thought she was extraordinarily authentic.
How about you, Lily?
For me, it was an emotional moment.
Cosby is facing 3 felony charges of aggravated indecent assault. Dozens of women have accused the once beloved actor of unwanted sexual contact. Many say they were drugged. Cosby denies all the charges.
This entire case is going to come down to credibility, and the defense needs to know every single statement that she made that's inconsistent with another statement that she's made later.
Today, Constand also admitted she spoke to Cosby several times after the alleged attack and even attended one of his shows with relatives. She says, "I did not have the courage at the time to tell my family, so I just went along with it."
The cross-examination is going to be tough. It has already begun. It will resume again tomorrow. Look for a focus on contact that Constand had with Cosby after the alleged assault, as well as inconsistencies in the statements that she gave law enforcement. Lester?
Stephanie Goss. Thank you, Stephanie. Tonight, officials in Georgia are sounding the alarm about a killer drug making its way through the communities that has already taken 4 lives and caused dozens more to be hospitalized in a matter of days. A wave of overdoses triggering an urgent warning to the public. We get details from NBC's Gabe Gutierrez.
Public health authorities in central and southern Georgia have never seen anything like it. Dozens of drug overdoses in just 48 hours, at least 4 people dead.
We have had more than a dozen cases of opioid overdose appear in the emergency rooms.
Patients told doctors they had bought yellow pills they thought were Percocet, an opioid pain medication, but it turned out to be something else, yet to be identified.
We do not have the toxicology back. We do not know the source of the drug that's being taken in these patients.
Across the country, deaths from drug overdoses have skyrocketed, now the leading cause of death among Americans under 50.
My baby's not breathing.
In Akron, Ohio, a 1-year-old died after a suspected opioid overdose last week. Today, the Drug Enforcement Administration issued a warning to local police to help stop the spread of the synthetic drug fentanyl. According to the DEA, fentanyl-related overdoses killed more than 700 people nationwide from late 2013 to early 2015.
Fentanyl is 30 to 50 times more deadly than heroin.
The powerful drug also presents a growing danger for first responders. Some got sick while collecting evidence.
An amount that can fit on the tip of your finger can be lethal.
Tonight in Georgia, this urgent plea.
We wanted to let the community know that there is a new drug that's surfaced in our community.
There are fears the death toll could grow. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Atlanta.
We turn now to the diplomatic crisis erupting in the Middle East. 5 nations cutting ties with Qatar, accusing that country of supporting terror. And though Qatar is a key U.S. ally in the fight against ISIS, today President Trump appeared to side with its accusers. We get more from NBC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell.
Tonight, only weeks after the president heralded his success at uniting the Arab world in Saudi Arabia, a growing diplomatic crisis among those same Arab leaders, which could be a critical setback to the president's war against ISIS. Back then, the president lavishly praising the Emir of Qatar.
We are friends. We've been friends now for a long time indirectly, haven't we?
But today, the president turning against him, praising the Saudis, who in a sudden move are leading an Arab coalition cutting off Qatar by air and sea, including no commercial flights. The Saudis claim Qatar supports